working with two very professional, organised people, and for them to lose their jobs in any line of work, you know, it's a sad occasion and very difficult for us all to get our heads around it. And you know, but after time, in a day or two, and when the dust starts to settle, you realise what your job is, and you've been told to be put in charge and for the interim time, and try to galvanise everybody and try and look forward to the Saturday game. And we've got our heads on and making sure that we've got the players on side and making sure that the players realise the circumstances of what has happened, and now trying to change the results and trying to change the outlook. And we've you know, it's been a good response. The players were hurting like we all were, and I think they've come back and got on with things and made sure that they're prepared for Saturday.
I was going to say, I was hearing Ben Foster say yesterday that yourself and Dean have a good relationship with the players, that they get on with you, that they were saying you're good guys, and that how important in this period of time when you've literally got to kind of get what's happened out of players' systems is that relationship?
Well, it helps. I mean, you know, we've been part of the team for 4 or 5 years, so it helps that you're actually familiar with people. You know their strengths and weaknesses. You know sort of what makes them tick and what doesn't. So that's always an advantage to you. But you know, the role's slightly changed because I have to pick a team. I've always played the supporting role. I've always given the manager my 100%, as Dean has. But now it's, you know, to the forefront. You have to make the decisions and you have to select people. We had 23 outfield players training today, and you know, I can pick 11 and a few subs, so there's going to be some disappointments. It's changed in terms of having to manage people, so when you're leaving those people out, it's communication, it's explanations, and galvanising those starting 11, trying to get them organised and a purpose for Saturday, and showing Hull's strengths and weaknesses. And I think once you're in it and submerged in it, as we've been in the last 2 or 3 days, then you just it's your work mode, it's your professionalism that comes out. But the players have been very good. I've got to say they've been really receptive to what we've put on. Do I say there's a radical change? No, there isn't, because I've worked with one of the 2 best coaches that I've worked with is in Roy and Steve. They were meticulous in their planning and what they were doing, and there were 2 great guys to work for. So there's a bit of them in my coaching, and I've learned a lot from those 2. And you know, the players that haven't played have probably seen, well, there's an opportunity there, and the ones that have played have got to say, well, I've got to keep my shirt and make sure it's right for the next person. But for me and Dean, it's trying to get that sort of middle period and just trying to keep it as smooth as you possibly can, and to concentrate on the job in hand. There's a lot of things going on the outside that we can't affect, and it's important that I wouldn't say a siege mentality, but a concentration within the club, and to make sure that we have some games. And we're going into the busiest period. You know, we're going into 3 matches in so many days, or if you count the FA Cup as well, there's a fair number of games in such a short space of time. I think the whole squad, mentioned 23, is going to be really interested in that, because if it's not going to be Saturday, it may be Boxing Day, it may be, you know, less than 48 hours after that. So, and that's how we've told the players, and I think that's the truth. You know, we have to be open and honest and say, listen, we not everyone can play the same games day in, day out. It's going to be a really difficult period in terms of the quantity of the games, but the squad is big. It's bigger than it's ever been, so that's for the benefit, you know, that people can get a rest at certain times. Well, I've had 15, 16 months and be at a very small club in a lower level, but they're still managing. You know, you're still making decisions only on a smaller scale, but you know, the less interest, of course, you know, at the outside interest, there's a bigger interest, and I have to manage that. But ultimately, having the manager and sitting in the seat certainly helps me in this small period of time. I have no aspirations of having this job. All I am here is I'm paid to support, and what I'll do, and I've been told to take the team for however long it is going to be, and that's my intentions to do that, and really to pave the way for the new man to come in, and while I'm on it, and there's a record, you know, it was a privilege to work with Steve and Kev. You know, I have a great relationship with them, and I was bitterly sorry to see two work colleagues leave their jobs, and sometimes you have a part responsibility ourselves. We're all part of that, and for someone to lose a job, we were responsible too for it.